Well, apparently, no, definitely in your contract, WWE says you can't do that. I mean, when you sign a contract with the WWE, it's pretty much exclusive. However, WWE wrestlers are technically, tax wise, considered independent contractors.
Okay.
So in that sense, you are really truly supposedly allowed to work wherever you want to. But it's just an understanding, and it's in the contract that WWE will basically keep you booked where you're not available to do anything else. But if something else arises, it's been a long, I think they call them third party appearance. That's been a long-standing thing, that if somebody else wants to book, say for instance AJ Styles, I'm sure what they did, they called the office and made an offer, and then then the office will then look and see if it's a viable thing, that if AJ is not working somewhere that night, and then I think they would call AJ Styles and ask him, hey, or tell him, hey, we have a third party appearance offer, would you like to take it? And then then they leave it, which is a great, I mean, to me it's a great situation.
Definitely.
That if the guys want it, they can then go and do that. And you're seeing a lot of that happen with like Comic Cons and those kind of appearances.
So if I was a promoter, if I had a wrestling show, and I'm sure AJ Styles can't wrestle for my quote-unquote wrestling show, but he can make an appearance if I pay the fee. So if I wanted, John Cena, and he was free on a Thursday night for some reason, just because whatever, and I paid the fee to WWE, and John Cena appeared on my show, that could realistically happen if the stars align and everybody agrees, correct?
Yeah, if the stars aligned and everybody agrees, and it would go through the exact same channels that I just mentioned. You have a show and you want a WWE superstar there, and in your mind you want John Cena, you call the WWE, you say, hey, here's my show, I would like to have John Cena if he's available, and they tell you what his fee would be, and then if you're still conscious, if you haven't fainted, then you would then they would, and you say, yeah, I can pay that. Then they would call John and say, hey, we have an offer for you for this event or for this day. Do you want to accept it? That's how that works. I mean, yeah, I was just on a show with Chris Jericho and Mick Foley, for Michael O'Brien just a couple of weeks ago, and that's the protocol that you go to get that done.
And Corey Graves, who is obviously full-time commentator, he still makes indie appearances. Obviously not as a wrestler, but he does the autograph appearance and whatnot.
Sure.
So yeah, Mike in Iowa, wanted to know, and I was curious myself, because you see AJ Styles at a indie event with the United States title. It's very interesting that happens, because you don't see that happen much at all.
Well, and the reason is because, well, two reasons. First of all,
money.
Money. It's usually prohibitive for a promoter to be able to pay what these guys, what the asking fee is. Second of all, the WWE usually keeps these guys. I mean, whenever you're running a show or an event, it's usually on the weekend, and the WWE always has weekend shows. So most of these guys are already booked, and then then third of all, if they're not booked, a lot of the times it would be on a guy's day off, and man, days off in the WWE are few and far between, and the guys relish the time off when they get days off. So they usually don't want to go out and do a third party appearance, right, if instead of being off.
So what if say that the Miz, who I'm friends with, the Miz, I'm a wrestling guy, and the Miz is like, okay, I'll come on your show, I'll come to your event because I know you and we're friends, and Mike mentions that or something like that to WWE, and he wants to give me a discount, being a friend or knowing the person. Could that happen too, or WWE?
That can happen.
Okay.
And then the protocol you would follow on that is you would first approach Mike or the Miz,
right,
and ask him, and then if he was willing to do it, then he would call up the WWE people and say, hey, I'm off this day. This guy's a friend of mine. Can we cut him a deal?
Right.
I'd like to do his event. Yeah, that happens sometimes too. Very
interesting.
Why is that interesting? That's That's not interesting.
I mean,
Is it really?
Yeah, I think. Well, a lot of people when you see AJ Styles in an indie event say, "Why? How is this happening?" He's a WWE star. I thought it's forbidden. It would never ever happen. But if you have the money and the funds, and the stars align with the dates, I guess it can happen.
Yeah.
So.
And it's just like, and the reason people wonder about things like that, just like me being in Dyersburg, Tennessee the other night, I guarantee you, without a shadow of a doubt, they paid me, or Matt Riviera paid me, twice as much money as they took in selling out the building, even selling out the building that they had at whatever ticket prices they charged. That I guarantee you, they paid me more than twice what their total gate was.
Jeez.
But it's like a lost leader. I mean, it gets attention. It attracts attention on their. I'm sure that a lot of people were there that had never been to that, didn't even know about the wrestling shows in Dyersburg before they advertised, that I was going to be there and that sort of thing. So when you have somebody that has some name value come into your promotion or your event, it creates it creates attention for down the road, and then they're just hoping that those people that were there that night will come back even when they don't have a WWE superstar on the card or something.